When you love an aging parent, summer weather brings a new concern in senior care. I've seen this over and over again. And on one hand, you want them to enjoy the bright sunny days, the longer days, watching the birds from the porch, feeling connected to the world outside. But on the other hand, you may carry a quiet undercurrent of worry about how intense heat affects their body. You find yourself checking the weather forecast, wondering if their air conditioner is keeping up, and holding your breath a little every time the temperature climbs. Many loving adult children assume that keeping an aging parent safe in summer simply means offering them a cold glass of water and a comfortable room. Those steps matter, but they're often a more hidden factor at play, which I really think you need to know about. It's running through your parent's bloodstream. Hi, I'm Suzanne Fasella. I'm a retired physician assistant and a senior care strategist, and I guide adult children through their journey with their parents. The medications your parent relies on every day to manage their health can actually change how their body handles heat. It's not something most families think about, and that's okay. It's not common knowledge. Understanding it now can make a real difference. To help your parent stay safe through the warmer months, it helps to understand how the body naturally cools itself. Normally, the body sends blood to the skin's surface and produces sweat to release heat. And as we age, the cardiovascular system, our heart system, slows down a bit, and the sweat glands become less efficient. This means an older adult's body simply can't adjust to sudden temperature shifts as quickly as it once did. And that's a normal part of aging, not a failure of any kind. When you add a daily medication routine on top of this natural slowdown, the body's usual safety buffers can become a little overwhelmed. Many common medications, like standard blood pressure tablets, certain heart medications, and some prescribed for memory or anxiety, work by narrowing or relaxing blood vessels to help stabilize the heart. These medications are important. They do protective work, but they can also make it harder for the body to send the blood to the skin to release heat when temperatures rise outside. Many older adults also take diuretics, often called water pills, to help manage swelling or support, heart health. These medications help the kidneys release excess fluid and sodium. So during a heat wave, if a parent continues their usual dose, their body may lose fluids faster than expected. And this can sometimes cause a sudden drip in blood pressure when they stand up, leading to a brief dizziness and, in some cases, an unexpected fall. So here's something worth understanding clearly. When an older adult, an aging parent's cooling system is compromised by heat and medication together, they don't have much warning before things become serious. Unlike a younger person who might feel gradually worse over several hours, an older adult's body can go from seemingly perfectly fine to facing a genuine medical emergency. It's a much shorter window, and sometimes within an hour or two on a 90 or 100 degree day, they're down. This happens because their body has lost some of its ability to compensate, where the younger body will keep fighting to cool itself off, and it's got those sweat glands to help them. And they can move to where the wind is, or they can move quickly from one place to another. But blood pressure medications and diuretics don't have that same reserve that the older body can have. So it runs out, and all of a sudden, the blood pressure and the metabolism can drop. So they end up in the emergency room during these heat waves. It's very common. And it's rarely because a family member wasn't paying attention. It's never that, in fact. It's because this particular risk is invisible. And that's exactly why we're covering it today. Not to alarm you, but because knowing this in advance means you can catch it early, long before it becomes an emergency room visit. There's a reason why they don't mention this And it's because, of course, they want their independence, and they're not going to tell you that they're feeling overwhelmed or they're too hot. And they may sit in a chair for a long time and you think they're doing fine just resting, but they're really having dizzy spells. They're feeling a little bit off, they're feeling tired, and they just brush it off as maybe sluggishness during the phone call, or they say even, oh, it's just too hot, you know, I just don't want to do that. But really, their body is not keeping up with the heat. So that's why it helps to gently notice the physical signs yourself, rather than relying only on how they say they feel. So you might notice that they're unusually sleepy, that their handwriting looks a little shakier on the kitchen calendar, or that their balance feels slightly less steady when they get up and walk across the room. These are signs, these are 3 signs that you need to act. So waiting to see if it passes on its own, especially on a very hot day, probably isn't going to work. In some cases, a combination of fluid loss and the medication levels can create the sudden confusion. So families sometimes worry that this means that their memory loss has taken a sudden turn, but often it's simply a sign that the hydration levels have dropped and the body needs support. And once fluids and medication are back in balance, many people return to their normal, usual selves. So you don't need to start a difficult conversation about their medications to keep them safe this summer. A few thoughtful adjustments behind the scenes can make a big difference. First, keep medications away from the heat. This is important because they can be destroyed by the heat and the humidity and cause the medications to lose their effectiveness earlier than expected. So they might not even be working anymore, and your mom or dad may be dizzy because of that. So move them to a cooler storage place. Okay, definitely not the bathroom medicine cabinet, ever. Second, loop in their doctor. Ask their doctor about these medications, and should they change their medications during the summer and the high heat wave that we're having. Okay, especially if you can't keep them cool. Notice any dizziness, tiredness, and mention this to your professional. The professionals, the doctor, whoever you're talking to. This way, any changes that come from the doctor, they come from the doctor, not you, to keep your relationship warm and supportive rather than tense. And then third, make hydration part of every day. Placing a glass of water, ice water preferably, at eye level in the room, everywhere they walk, everywhere they go, at the kitchen table. I would have 6 to 8 glasses of water around the house. I would have it out on the front porch. Wherever they're sitting, I would have it because I want them to sip. And it doesn't need to be 17 ounces. It doesn't need to be a full bottle. It can be 4 to 5, 6 ounces is good enough. But I want you to know you're doing everything right. This is just summertime, and it's hot, and it's getting hotter every summer. So don't be in a constant state of worry, and it's not sustainable. Your role isn't to monitor every choice they make or control their day. It's to quietly build a little support into their environment so their daily life works with their changing needs, not against them. By putting a few of these small systems in place, you give your parent a layer of protection they may never even notice. And you give yourself something just as valuable, a little peace of mind. You're doing everything right. Let your doctor worry about the medications. You just keep your parents cool. So click on the link or links in the description box below to download your free 25-point daily care systems. It's an audit. It's a clinical tool I've always used. And then also look at the other links I have down there about your stubborn parent. They're not really stubborn. They just want their independence. So thank you for watching, and I thank you for the love and the care that you bring to this role. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.